Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions and hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history. Now, I am very non-biased. I do my research for me, and I don't care what the answer is. I don't have to be right. I just want to be correct in my thinking. And I share my research and my knowledge with you guys. That's why I founded this channel. I want you to be successful. That being said, I do one-on-one coaching. And today we're going to talk about, ironically, my very first coaching client. And she is absolutely killing it. And we're going to talk about what you can learn from her. I really believe this may be the most alpha I can bring to the average person, especially if you've never experienced a bull run. I'm going to talk about her journey, and guys, she is absolutely killing it. I'm so proud of her. And if you like this information, let me know in the comments, because I'm going to try to bring her on the channel. Anyway, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. We do appreciate it, and it helps us out. Anyway, let's dive into it. Now, my very first coaching client came to me with a decent portfolio. And quite frankly, guys, the reason I mainly started coaching was I thought people were going to have the same problem I did. I don't have a problem taking profits. It took me a long time to even understand how someone can go through multiple bull runs and not have a lot to show for it. And I say that with love. But I thought the problem was going to be that you just FOMO into way too many tokens and you can't keep up with it, and it becomes a problem. Well, that's not what my coaching is all about. It's basically, for the most part, people want to know how to take profits, because across the board, like 99% of my coaching clients have been through a couple of bull runs, and they have taken a small amount and they've watched it increase, sometimes to life-changing gains. And guys, they wrote it all the way back down. They don't have anything to show for it. So that's kind of what my coaching focuses on now. But it's whatever you need. But basically, it's about how to build a portfolio, how to take profits, and how to follow narratives, and how to compare probability of different projects to give you the biggest gains. So anyway, guys, we're going to dive into it. Like I said, I'm excited to talk about her. She's become a friend of mine, and I learn stuff from her every day as well. And I would love to say that I could take all the credit, but guys, I can't. But I am going to share with you what I brought to the table, what helped her. And guys, she took the ball and ran with it. And yes, I know some other influencers and some developers and some seasoned investors that are killing it more than she is. But guys, this is her first bull run, and she's already done like a 4 or 5x for her entire portfolio with just a little bit of knowledge and a lot of gumption. She really, I can't even tell you my nickname for her, but maybe we'll talk about it if she comes on the channel. Anyway, let's dive into it. Guys, when she came to me, she had a pretty decent portfolio, and she had been stacking in the bear run. Well, guess what, guys? Her number one token by a large amount was XRP. And she was about break even to just a little bit underwater. But it had been sitting there for over a year. And it was guys, it's like 90% of her portfolio. It was a big percentage. Anyway, the first thing I did was tell her my thoughts on XRP. I'm not going to dive into that. I've made multiple videos, and I'll post a few at the end if you want some of that, my thoughts. But anyway, she slowly started to sell some of her XRP. But the biggest thing I brought to her attention was the opportunity cost. And I don't know who needs to hear this that's watching this, but guys, opportunity cost is immense. Let's just say an average person has, say, $10,000, and they have stacked it in the last 2 years. Now, yes, if you stack some good projects like Link and Injective and HBAR, hey, ride those horses. I'm not here to tell anyone to sell their bags and take up what my client started doing. But what I want you to understand, for instance, we're going to use XRP. And I know I get a lot of hate for it, but that's fine. Somebody's got to tell you the truth. But let's think about opportunity costs. Let's take a person that bought XRP 6 years ago at, say, $2. Not only are they way underwater, and it's been 6 years, and maybe in this bull run, that $10,000 might come back at $2 is break even. It has to make a new all-time high for them to double their money. Now, I can think of literally 1,000 tokens that they could have bought in the last 6 years, and their lives may have already been changed. But let's just think about this. I think you would agree, even in a bear market, you should double your money every single year in crypto. That is nothing. I mean, look at this screen. BitTensor is up 152% for the month. Pith is up 88% for the month. Sui, same thing. Pendle, 70%. Guys, if you can't double your money every single year, you're doing something wrong. Now, hear me out. So if you bought XRP 6 years ago and you just doubled your money, let's say you had $10,000, if you just doubled your money every single year, which is not a big deal, that $10,000, the first year you would double, you'd have 20, then you'd have 40, then you'd have 80. You see my point? So if XRP is going to have to run to, I don't know, $12 for them to just get back where they should be if they would have picked a better project. Now, I'm not here to hype on XRP or any project. I just want to educate you on a thought process. So anyway, what I really helped her with, bear with me, I lost my paperwork. I basically made her understand opportunity cost. And then I got her to understand how early we were and that this was just a big game. Well, guys, she took the ball and ran with it. And now she understands the game. So I'm going to tell you some of the things she is doing every day that is just, and she's reaping the rewards. Right? Once she understood opportunity costs, she finally liquidated her XRP. And now, that's been about a year, a little over a year, that amount of XRP, she has 5x'd minimum. And now she has pretty much at least 2 portfolios. She has the bear market portfolio that she's going to leave alone because they're good, solid projects. But those profits, she starts stacking new projects, right? And then with those profits, she's playing the game. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. Now, again, this is not financial advice, and please don't go clear out your bag and start doing what she did across the board. You need to have a game plan. That's one of the things I did bring to the table for her. But anyway, where she's at right now, she understands a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention. Number one, she understands because of opportunity cost and that we're in a game, it's just a game. And we're early to that game, and that hype matters. And that a bird in the hand matters. So she jumps into these really hot projects that have a great narrative, great story, a lot of influencers, a lot of hype behind it. When they pull back, she jumps in. And when they do a 1 or 2 or 3x, and a 1x to me is doubling your money. But anyway, she just takes the profit and moves on. And a lot of people are like, oh, you need to hodl. The bull run hasn't even started, right? But she doesn't care. She is non-tribal, non-biased. She could care less about the projects. She don't care about anything else. She does her research. She reads the room, right? Reads the market, and she follows the smart money. She understands the game. Now, the game is not tech, guys. I wish life was so easy that we just could evaluate which project has the best tech. Guys, that's only a small part of it. Like Mr. Wonderful says, you got to think of crypto as software companies. And software changes every single week, right? Think about your iPhone. The iPhone 14 is better than the iPhone 4. Well, these new projects are coming out newer and better than the older projects. And they are grabbing market share right out of the gate. You need to understand that. Now, she understands the rotation of the whales, how they move into DeFi, then they move into meme coins, then they move into gaming, then they move into the metaverse, and they just rotate out. So therefore, when her bag starts to swell, she starts taking profits immediately because she understands, just like we've seen throughout this bull run, gaming took off, right? Solana took off, was on fire, right? Then it pulled back and slowed down. Avalanche came right after that. Then Cosmos a little bit. Then gaming heated up. Then the meme coins went ballistic. None of that is hot right now. Now what's hot are airdrops. And these new projects come out, they pump. But if you watch them close enough, most people that got an airdrop take their profits. They dump. So those projects pull back. But when you look at projects like Pith, this is an all-world project. And people dumped, took their profits, and now it's running again. And most people thought that they missed it because it came out so hot. Then when it dumped, they went, oh, it was just hype. Well, no, guys, it has real-world utility. And I've made a video comparing Chainlink, which is a great old blue chip, to Pith. And as much as I love Chainlink and I own it, Pith will outperform. And that's another thing she understands. Market cap matters. Guys, for anyone to tell you that a project in the top, say, 5 is going to lead this bull run, they are literally either ignorant or they're lying to you, or both, because there's no way in heck, it's impossible mathematically for a top 10 project that is worth, say, $20 billion to do a 50x. It can't do it. And that's one thing that drives me insane about the XRP influencers. You know, they tell you all the time, oh, XRP is going to lead the bull run, $10,000 XRP. Well, math is laughing at you guys. And once you understand that all that matters, it doesn't matter if something like Doge or Shiba is a penny or a nickel, it doesn't matter. Like I did a video a while back, and it's been a long time, I'm doing this off of memory, and I think it was Shiba, right? And they were talking about Shiba can get to a penny. Well, at the time, now I know they're doing a lot of burning, but at the time, for Shiba to get to a penny, a meme coin to get to 1 penny, it would have had to be a $36 trillion market cap. Well, guys, anyone that can't do math like that and is telling you it can get to a penny, you need to leave them alone. Get away from those people as far as you can. Anyway, I know I'm getting on my high horse, but bear with me. So what else she understands, and you can learn from her, is she understands that the influencers are there to grow their channel. Most of them, right? That's all they care about. They keep hyping the same narrative. They keep telling you to buy the same projects, even if it's done a 10, 20, 30x, right? You mark my words, if XRP, for instance, gets to $5, the influencers are going to tell you to buy the dip. If it gets to $10, buy the dip. It's going to $100. It's going to $10,000. Guys, that's why in my coaching, people come to me because they got wrecked. They believed the FOMO, they believed the influencers, and they didn't understand tokenomics and math and opportunity cost and things like that. Now, she also understands how, like I said, it was a game and that the influencers front run. She understands that the whales and the smart money rotate in and out. Now think about it, guys. Anytime you are trying to figure out whether you should take profits or not, just in general, I'm generalizing, put about 4 or 5 zeros behind how much money you have in that project. Let's think about it, guys. I know this for sure. I used to work for Bear Stearns, and back in the day, they were bigger or more as powerful as JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, right? And I know the smart money doesn't lose. They're going to pull more money out of this bull run than all of us combined, period. Well, now think about it. If you've got $10,000, let's just say in BitTensor, well, you know, you do a 3x, you're thinking, okay. You do a 10x, all right, that's getting your attention. But put some zeros behind it. What if that was $1 million, 10 million, 100 million, $1 billion, and you just 3x'd it? Well, they can't just dump. We can dump our entire portfolio at any time. The big boys can't. So when are they going to be dumping? When the FOMO is at its peak. When every single person you know is telling you, and I won't be one of those, telling you to keep buying, to take out a loan, get your friends and family involved. Well, guys, that's when they can dump. Now, they can't just dump all at once. They're going to have to feed a little bit. She understands the game. So she tries to front run the smart money. She front runs the influencers and the gamers, right? That's what she does. All right, bear with me. Now, she also understands tokenomics and when tokenomics matter and when tokenomics don't matter and what is the significance of tokenomics. But she's done her homework and she is reaping the benefits right now. So anyway, guys, here's my biggest takeaway, or hopefully the takeaway I can pass on to you guys. You got to have a game plan. You have to understand the game. You have to understand that we're early. You have to understand that this is not a utility bull run. Now, she also understands that there's 2 narratives for projects that can still pump hard. Bear with me, this is important in my opinion. The older projects, the reason they pumped back in the day was because of the sexy story. They're going to change the world, right? Well, now if it's their second or third bull run and they're not changing the world, they don't have huge adoption, they're not supporting themselves as a chain, guys, they're not making it. So they're going to have to prove to the smart money, which is very smart, that that project is not all hype. Now that's one narrative, so that's something you need to think about. Now, some of the older projects that are absolutely ripping and proving that they can do it is Solana and Matic and HBAR and Chainlink, right? They are showing you they are the real deal. Some of the projects that aren't, in my opinion, XRP and XLM and Algorand. Now, that being said, and guys, I'm not here to spread FUD. This is just a reality in my opinion. Now, the new tokens, like say Caspa, right? Caspa doesn't have to prove to the world that it is better tech than any of those older projects that I mentioned. It will in the next bull run and the one after that. But right now, just a sexy story, good tech, good developers, a good marketing campaign. That's all a project needs to pump. That being said, they will come back because very few projects at all have good enough tokenomics to support themselves in a bear market. And that's why, guys, at some point, and I don't think it'll be this bull run for most projects. It might be for Bitcoin and Ethereum and say Quant. If a project doesn't have good tokenomics, it's got to pull back. It's going to crash because they have to keep feeding those developers in that ecosystem. But then you have projects like, say, HBAR and Ethereum and Bitcoin. Well, those developers are making money. You know, a lot of the big narrative is, oh, well, Ethereum's too expensive, right? It's too slow. Same with Bitcoin. Well, you got layer 2s and now you're getting layer 3s. Guys, you got to compare the ecosystem. But here's the point. Whether we like it or not, guys, that zero gas fees and all that, that's probably not going to work. Why would I build inside your ecosystem if I'm not making any money? Right? Would you sell a car and be a car salesman at the lowest commission out there, and you have to sell 1,000 cars a year just to get by, when you can sell 3 cars, like say a Porsche or a Rolls Royce? You sell 3 a year and you are a top 10% wage earner in America, right? Well, that's kind of the same in blockchain, guys. You have to make money. If you're not making money, you're going to disappear. And 98%, if not 99.9% of all the projects you see on the screen will not be around in 10 years. And if you don't believe me, go back 10 years ago and look at the top projects. Very few are around. Now, I know I'm rambling and I'm getting away from my client. But anyway, those are things that she understands. She understands the game. She's non-biased. Guys, she is so non-biased, it cracks me up. She has stacked some of the best projects out there. And even when she called me, she's like, I'm going to stack this project. And I'm like, wow, this thing is on fire. She's like, yeah, but I'm getting in. It pulls back a day or two. She jumps in. 3 days later, she calls me and tells me how much money she made, which is normally a pretty good bit, right? And then sometimes she'll call me and she'll go, I just dumped this project. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That project is going to rip. And she goes, yeah, but it's not going to rip probably to the end of the year. I can put that money back to work. Now, that being said, guys, she understands the game. She's pretty much full-time crypto. Not everyone can do that. But the point of all of this is there's a game. And I'm here to tell you, as a friend, right, is why I started this channel. I want to tell you what's good for you, whether you want to hear it or not. I want to help you. I really want you to be successful. If my channel grows and grows and grows, I would love that. But just like this video, you watch, it will not get a lot of views. I could do 1,000 different videos, any video with any top token, and tell you what you want to hear, and it'll 5x the views this video is going to do. But I'm still going to tell you, just like when I tell you the downside to some of my favorite projects. HBAR, I absolutely love it. I've told everyone, once HBAR gets to say 11 cents, it doesn't make sense to stack it. You can put your money somewhere better. You don't hear that from most influencers. You watch Solana at $8, $12, $20. I made videos, no one watched it, right? But then when it gets to $100, everyone, all the big influencers, not all of them, but you know who they are, they start telling you what you want to hear. Oh, you should buy Solana. Solana's going to 1,000, right? XRP to 10,000, right? Have you noticed that a lot of influencers jump on the hot project, the hot older projects with big followings, and they keep telling you, just hold on to that XRP, keep coming back to this channel for the next 10 years, and I'll have 1 million followers. You see how it works? It's a game. Guys, whether you follow me or whoever you follow, make sure they're non-biased. And yes, they're going to start to sound biased, just like I do with HBAR. But guys, I don't care about HBAR. The reason I have done so many HBAR videos is because HBAR rose to the top when I did my research of giving me the biggest probability, especially in the bear market, for a solid 10x. Period. That's why I did so many H-bar videos. I could have changed up my thought process, picked a different token, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling on, and I want to bring something to your attention, two things to your attention before I let you go. The game is kind of changing from ICOs, which launch pads are awesome and ICOs are not going anywhere. But the new narrative are pretty much airdrops. Now, if you have the time, dig into airdrops, and I'm going to try to make a video how to do that safely, because you don't want to, in my opinion, you don't want to connect your entire portfolio, wallet with a lot of money into it and try to mine for some of these airdrops. But also, there's a project, and I'm going to make a video on it, called Whales Market. It basically brings the OTC, or the over-the-counter market, to the average person. This is what Wall Street has been using around the world for 200 years. The average person can't do that. And right now, Whales Market allows you to basically play the game as a VC and be part of that. Guys, I'm excited about that project. But the point is, it's changing the game. And you also got to think, when Whales Market and projects like that start to grow and grow and grow, well, the projects they pick are going to pump. They're going to become a big player that can move a market, and you're part of that if you choose to be. That's not financial advice. Anyway, the other thing I want to bring to your attention is, if you need some help with your portfolio, learning how to take profits, learning how to compare these tokens, please reach out. My coaching is only $250 for 3 conversations, whether that's phone calls or Zoom calls. But I think it'll help you out a lot. I really do. But remember this, no matter what, guys, if you don't take your profits, you'll become the profits. And crypto, as great as it is, and it's changing the world, you're not buying stocks, guys. You don't own a piece of their pie. And most of these projects are going to disappear. And I truly believe, I would bet any amount of money on it, that Wall Street, the governments, and the legacy banks are going to take over 90, if not 99% of all of crypto. They are going to control DeFi. They're going to control the exchanges. They're going to control the metaverse, gaming, all of it. And if you think that these small little companies, like say Ripple, is going to outperform and jump in and take over the world from JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, well, guys, that's just really naive, and I say that with love. I don't like it. When I first got into crypto, I thought there was going to be a decentralized utopia, and I thought the Vitaliks of the world were going to be the new Jamie Dimons. Now, some of them are going to become world beaters, like Armstrong at Coinbase. But what he do? He did an IPO, and he's part of Wall Street now. Guys, I hate to tell you this, but pretty much think about crypto is open source. And if you're not open source and you have a lot of patents, for instance, well, that's a negative. That means you're centralized, right? But everything's open source, so no matter what, look what Coinbase did. People don't know this. Celestia was a corporation of developers, and they built out that blockchain. Well, Coinbase bought Celestia. So that TIA token basically is under Coinbase's umbrella, and it's got a huge amount of adoption. And when people bring into the exchange, when all those institutions want to build projects, where do you think they're going to send them? To their project, like Celestia. That's a roadmap to the future. Now, some of these projects are going to make it, but because it's just tech, like Mr. Wonderful said, they're software companies, software with no patent, can be cloned. And once regulation hits, you're going to see the power players like Disney and Coca-Cola and all the legacy banks and the big power players of the world move into crypto. And they're either going to clone it or own it for the most part. I say that with love. And one other point, and I know I'm rambling, most tokens are not needed. People can't wrap their head around that, but with like DLT technology and tokenized assets, you're not going to need a token to run on these rails, guys. You're not. Look at Coinbase. The base token. It's what, the third or fourth biggest layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. You can't buy the token, but you can buy the stock. That's the future, whether we like it or not. Anyway, guys, this video didn't come out like I thought. I just really wanted to bring my client who is killing it to your attention, tell you her process, her thought process. I think I started rambling on, got a little sidetracked, but hopefully this brought you a lot of alpha. That being said, let me know, like I said, in the comments if you want me to bring her on the channel. I think it would be fun to listen to what she has to say. But either way, guys, hit that like button and come back and be part of this community. Take care.